As a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, Ukraine is suffering huge damage from numerous distractions. For most countries, the war has become the reason for serious problems. However, there are some countries that reap economic and political benefits. So we are going to tell you about 5 states that experts consider to be the beneficiaries of the Russian-Ukrainian war. Amid the pandemic of 2020, Saudi Arabia lost revenues from energy sales and risked losing the support and protection of its key partner, the United States, in particular because of the scandal with the kidnapping and murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. After taking office, the US President Joe Biden temporarily froze arms sales to the Saudis and promised a clean energy revolution that would supposedly reduce demand in the oil market, which fills 75% of the kingdom's budget. However, the war in Ukraine suddenly allowed Saudi Arabia to feel like an extremely successful and important player on the world stage again. Due to the chaos caused by Russia in the energy markets, the revenues of the Saudi oil hegemon Saudi Aramco in the first 3 months of the 2022 jumped by 82% to $39.5 billion. Due to this, the kingdom's economy grew by 9.9%. The Western leaders have begun signing up for an audience with Saudi Arabia's de facto leader Mohammed bin Salman to persuade him to increase production and stabilize international oil supplies. The Russian invasion of Ukraine began at a time when Turkey was suffering from 70% inflation, and millions of its residents living below the poverty line accused the regime of Recep Tayyip Erdogan of the unrestrained rise of prices. However, the Turkish president considered the Ukrainian war as an opportunity to deflect citizens' attention from domestic problems. He began to play the role of peacemaker and world leader, squeezing concessions from both hostile and friendly countries. In May, Turkey put some great spikes in the wheels of NATO, having blocked the start of negotiations on joining the alliance of Finland and Sweden. By blackmailing NATO, Erdogan is evading imposition of sanctions against Russia and benefiting financially from its isolation from the West. The Asian news agency ANI calls Turkey the only country to profit from the war in Ukraine. It hasn't closed the skies for Russian planes except rubles from Russian tourists and helps Moscow to transport gas through the Turk Stream pipeline. It also provides a harbor for their luxury yachts and motivates wealthy Russians to buy real estate. India doesn't hide that it is balancing between Russia, China and the United States, seeking for strengthening. According to the foreign policy, New Delhi benefits greatly from the fact that these 3 great powers are holding on to it and intensively seeking to destroy the wedge between India and their strategic adversary. For instance, the United States is offering New Delhi advanced military equipment to help it to reduce its dependence on Russian arms supplies. Beijing has stopped creating tensions in disputed areas of the Sino-Indian border, where 2 years ago there were bloody clashes and the risk of war appeared. And Russia is increasing supplies of cheap oil, coal and fertilizers. China hasn't yet benefited much from the war in Ukraine, maintaining a relaxed silence and pro-Russian neutrality. However, China is believed to become the rescuer of the Russian economy from Western sanctions. Moreover, the worse things go for Moscow, the more independence Beijing puts on it. Ideally, China will acquire an oil-rich satellite and will be able to manipulate it, deflecting the West's attention. China's most significant gain could be Russia's niche in the global arms market, writes The Conversation. Beijing still has less than 5% of world arms exports. Only 3 of the 40 largest arms importers buy most weapons in China. This will change if Beijing takes advantage of Russia's weakness and positions itself as a reliable partner. The war in Ukraine has made investors worry about the energy-dependent economies of the European Union, Britain and Japan, and to transfer capital from them to US currency and US equities, which are considered to be safe havens. During the 3 months of war in Ukraine, the US dollar has risen by 7% against the British pound and by 5.6% against the euro and 10.8% against the Japanese yen. Due to this, Europeans and Japanese carry the double burden of high energy prices, for the purchase of which they need to convert their currencies into dollars. Meanwhile, the United States is increasing revenues by increasing the supply of liquefied natural gas to countries that refuse to buy energy from Russia because of the war. According to the EIA, this year America has supplied to Europe 74% of gas, while in 2021 this figure was only 34%. The current war is also contributing to the inflow of money into the US military-industrial complex. In addition, the obvious economic benefits Russia's invasion of Ukraine has helped Washington to rapidly regain international influence, which has weakened in recent decades. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, set a reminder and tap like. Your support helps us to promote qualitative Ukrainian content. Thank you.